Alright, we're going to talk about the STI's CMCP310 BNC switch box. This happens to be a 12-channel unit. These are available in 6, 12, 24, 36, and 48 channel configurations. As you can see, there's a selector switch to select what accelerometer you want to read. There's a BNC output for connecting your analyzer or data collector, and also a mil-spec 2-pin 5015 connector, male, in case that's the connector you're using on your data collector or analyzer. You'll notice that we have a sheet on the inside window that you can register the channels for each, so we know that this is the motor pump inboard or whatever. You just put this down all the way down for all 12 channels. Once the accelerometer is hooked up, you just select what channel you want to read and leave your data collector hooked up. So if you want to read channel 6, 7, 8, that's the way it works. The way we make these is we use a high-end Hoffman enclosure. These are fiberglass impregnated. It's not pure polycarbonate. They have a lot of problems in the field. These are very strong, and Hoffman makes an excellent product. You'll see it has a formed gasket and a quick release system. You notice how quickly I got the door open. Okay. These are rated, as you can see, the rating inside are rated for Nema 4, 4X, 12, and 13. So we just simply advertise their Nema 4X. All of the STI designs for BNC switch boxes are available, both external and internal connectors. You can get the same type of box with this connectors on the outside, although we recommend that you always use an internal box. It stands up to corrosion better. These connectors tend to, over time, will get corrosion if they're left to the outdoors in some elements. Outdoor boxes or external connector boxes should be used in indoor applications where there's not corrosive atmospheres. The other thing you'll notice about our design is all the wiring is internal. Once the accelerometer wires are mounted, there's no getting your hand in there to connect to a connector and jiggling the wires. That'll create bad connectors over time and cause problems with your readings. Once the accelerometers are connected, you put the face back on the unit, and the wiring is protected from being jiggled or moved around. What we have is we have a back plate for terminal connections. So there's very large terminals to land all your accelerometers. You'll notice that the labeling is done on the printed circuit board, signal and common. Signal and common is all that's required. You always land your shield for the cable with common at this point. So your signal is your signal wire, and common is your shield and your common. And there's connections here for 12 accelerometers. Down here on the left, there's also a connection for plus 24 volt DC, and this unit does come with a 4 milliamp diode that you can power up your accelerometers full time if you want to. Very few people use it, but it's there if you want to power them up full time. Most people just let their data collector or analyzer do the powering. So we have our back switchboard, or a terminal block board, and we got our front switchboard. The front switchboard includes the 12-position switch, the BNC connector, the 5015 connector. If there's ever any trouble with the switch, this is easily replaced with the new unit. It just any troubles with the switch wearing out at all. The switch is connected by ribbon cable to the backboard. And once again, you punch your holes in the bottom, bring your wires in using Hummel fittings. Once all your wires are landed, you put the front plate back on, and you're done. And once again, the point is the wiring is protected behind the front cover, and that way you don't jiggle it or cause loose connections and cause yourself data reading. The advantages to using a switch box are actually quite numerous. One is you get all your accelerometers on the machine and mount the switch box close to the machine in a nice accessible place. It increases safety. In other words, you don't have your hands around moving parts of the machine. You just simply walk up to the switch box. So the safety is increased. The amount of time it takes you to collect the data is decreased because you can just simply switch from channel 1 to channel 2, not moving around the machine holding an accelerometer. And one of the real primary things is your data that you're taking becomes more stable. The accelerometer is permanently mounted, so it's not open to the vagaries of hand holding, which means if you hold it this way one day and this way the other day, or if you're not feeling too good today, your hand might be shaking. With permanently mounted accelerometers, you get better trends, much more repeatable readings. So there's quite a few reasons to use a switch box. In the future, those same this box could be replaced, and those same accelerometers could be used for monitoring systems. So in some ways, it's a starting point for the future.